Who goes there? That nightmare again. I need a drink.
Hello everyone, my name is Rusted Branch, and welcome back to Call of Cthulhu. We are now back in the Hawkins Manor. Bradley's still alive, Mary Coldwin is here as well, and it's daytime. Nice. I don't think we've seen daylight since we've been here. I guess we kinda did in the cave, but I don't know if that counts.
No. I want to know what Bradley and Dr. Colden have to say about all this.
That's fair, Pierce. That's very fair. They're probably not gonna know anything's weird and just think I'm crazy.
You're awake, Mr. Pierce. How do you feel?
Did I sleep long?
The day is only starting. It's fine.
Just trying to find a seat, but... Bradley?
How's our fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
Bradley?
Who else would it be?
Mr. Pierce, are you all right? You look like you saw a ghost.
There are things I can't explain.
Tell us. What happened?
Sarah Hawkins was the object of a cult? I might be on to talking. Talk to Colden, talk to Bradley. What they had me endure sounds fitting.
I have flashbacks. They haunt me.
What did they do to you?
There was that Dr. Fuller and a nurse. Blood everywhere. My legs, the pain, I couldn't bear it. I was screaming. They injected me with something. I woke up at the Institute. Bradley was there.
And how you scared us. You seemed... demented.
You likely woke up during the anesthesia. No wonder those memories haunt you. What in God's name were they doing to you?
What happened afterwards?
When I woke up the second time, I was in a padded cell. That's where you found me, Doctor. After you released me, I got a good look at what's in store for the patients of the Riverside Institute. Hallucinogenic gas pumped into the cells. An infernal machine. Horrific medical experiments.
Impossible. Dr. Fuller would never do
Don't
such a
say
thing.
impossible.
You should believe it, Ethan. What Mr. Pierce saw is precisely what I've been trying to prove. Did you discover
Bradley,
anything
you're
else?
the worst police officer. Well, there's worse, but... Yeah, Bradley? You said you did see Charles was alive, you should be dead. You should...
What I'm sure of now is that the Hawkins case isn't just an accident.
And what brings you to that conclusion?
The fact that Charles Hawkins survived the fire.
I don't understand. Mr. Hawkins was buried.
That's what he would have you believe.
I have a hard time believing you.
You were there.
Bradley.
Yeah.
You even opened fire on him.
I'd remember that.
Why would he fake his own death? Do you think he covered up his wife's murder?
That's possible.
Seems hard to swallow. Don't you have anything more concrete, Pierce?
I wish we could, like, walk... Oh, yeah, you remember? That's exactly what I was about to say. I wish we could walk back and, like, figure out where Bradley's memories go funky.
Bradley, what do you remember?
I don't understand your question.
The night we went into the Hawkins mansion. You don't seem to remember the tunnels and what occurred there.
No memory of going down any tunnel. No, we were in the manor, then,
Then what?
The rest is quite blurry. I don't recall how I came back home.
And then?
I went to visit you at the hospital, and called on Marie's help to get you released.
And you don't remember the events of the tunnel?
I don't. Let's talk about something else.
Bradley, you suck. Whoa, Colden, stay in your seat. I know this is exciting stuff, but... Oh, yeah.
I found a file bearing Sarah Hawkins' name in the Institute's basement.
It makes sense. A powerful family like the Hawkins had the means to hide such a disgrace.
But everyone knows the Fullers have been taking care of the Hawkins for at least a generation. And all were aware of Mrs. Hawkins' fragility.
Perhaps, but no one would allow a psychiatric internment.
From what I read in the file, Fuller used her as a subject of his experiments.
Oh.
Francis Sanders and Sarah Hawkins, subjects of Dr. Fuller. Why those two?
Did Fuller found Riverside? Yeah.
Given the energy he pours into Riverside, I presume it was Fuller's creation.
His father's, to be correct. He was a surgeon on board the Scylla.
Of course he was.
He founded the hospital in 1904 with funds from the Hawkins family before he died and his son Thomas Fuller took over.
Two families inextricably linked.
Most island families are that way. Captain Fitzroy's father was also a seaman aboard the Scylla.
Powerful families dominating everything.
Powerful.
Yes, and as you could tell, Dr. Fuller is like some crazed emperor.
He wouldn't be happy if he knew we were snooping around.
I know the risks. I don't fear him. Do you wish to know anything else?
Nah, I could say I saw dead bodies, but they'll be like, that's a hospital. Of course that's what happens. I don't want to sound insane and say that Sarah Hawkins was the object of a cult. Bradley doesn't remember anything, and she already thinks I'm crazy, so...
I met a Francis Sanders. Do you know him?
Of course, he's a patient. Or was. I haven't seen him since Dr. Fuller had him transferred to the basement.
He knew Sarah Hawkins, and that's what killed him.
What? How did he die?
I'm not sure I can explain it.
It looks like
Tell
she's
me how
floating.
Mr. Sanders died.
He called him the Shambler? I really don't want to sound crazy.
Sanders started screaming and convulsing.
Convulsing? That doesn't fit with his history.
Then his body got all crooked.
What in God's name? And you were alone with him?
He accused Sarah Hawkins of being the culprit.
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed something here?
Yes.
This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Sanders?
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying.
Wait,
It's no coincidence.
Pierce never accused
You know,
Hawkins
Francis
of murdering
Sanders
him.
was a well-known art collector. I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
Oh, no.
Probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
We'll burn that bridge when we get there.
You're right. Without a plausible explanation for what I saw, let's not jump to conclusions.
That seems wise indeed.
This will
Very
affect
well.
your destiny.
I'll go to see Francis's widow. Perhaps I'll find a link between her husband's death and Sarah Hawkins.
I think
Don't
that's-
end up in the hospital this time.
I'll do my best.
I think that was the only time I've gotten that notification this entire playthrough. Wild. I know you get it the first time you take a drink of alcohol, which Pierce was very quietly hinting at there. No, not drinking whiskey. I guess we go.
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders, I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may.
Their faces are just so strange.
However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me here.
Well, well, look who's here.
God, Cat. Why?
You know each other. We met briefly.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, Detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me.
Cat, stop glitching out.
Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene.
Yeah, go
We'll
away,
carry
cat.
on later.
Very well, Miss Baker. This way, Mr. Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable. It would seem that you have much to tell me.
That is an odd painting of yourself, lady. Well, I guess art collector, yeah.
May I inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Alright,
Yesterday, I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah
let's do
Hawkins.
this without going crazy.
Oh,
Or sounding
of
crazy.
course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings. Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
I don't want to tell her that.
We had a short conversation and then I left. I don't know what happened after that.
Oh, I see. Mr. Pierce, you must forgive my audaciousness, but I've had practice of life in high society for over 30 years. Reading one's interlocutors, recognizing the politeness of a lie, are things
Lady,
that are
what
taught
is
very
happening
early
with your
to young girls
dress?
from a good family. But your lie has nothing polite about it.
And what is with this camera?
It is
Why can't I
crass.
look up?
Insulting, and dare I say, terribly suspicious. Try to understand my position.
No.
I need to understand. How could this happen? In a reputed institute? And right before your eyes? Did you not do anything to help him?
Lady, I am not a doctor. And how do you know it was right before my eyes? Yeah, but I had nothing to do with it.
It's terrible what happened to your husband, but I had nothing to do with it. I was injured, and I came across him in the hospital quite by chance.
Injured? Well, I'm delighted to see you in such fine fettle, Detective.
Right? My
Not
legs should be
everybody
broken.
enjoyed such a prompt recovery.
I suppose Fuller does do miracles now and again.
Luck is obviously very kind to you. Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be great.
Yeah. Just cut to the
I
cut to the
deduce
chase.
that your husband already mentioned this dimensional shambler.
Well, you can imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life. Take a look for yourself, if you feel so inclined.
It is my only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
Then you have paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you're so eager to see it...
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. I won't be long.
Well, alright then. God, her dress is just wigging out.
Did she really care for him after all?
Wow, that was rude. Fuller's like, hey, I know he's your husband, but you said I could have the body, so screw you.
The day the shambler came into the Sanders' lives.
That painting is terrifying. Oh, I'm just gonna do this now, okay. She's just standing there watching me, like back in the mansion with...
Frances Sanders and Sarah Hawkins were close.
How can you,
Friends, even?
how can you deduce that from a teacup?
A house of artists.
What's behind curtain number 1? Nothing. Okay. Got a ledger? Come on.
Sanders' accession register. He wrote beside the shambler. Finally. What did Sarah Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want to sell the painting?
Oh, is
He
this...
finally won. Was Sanders aware of his imminent doom?
That's not how this would work. You can't see them. Why can't I not... Oh, oh no. If I get that angle just right. Yeah, you can see her eyeballs. That's fun. I appear... Oh.
She first refused to sell the painting. How did that make her feel? Was she jealous of Sarah Hawkins?
Could have just been annoyed. And here we go. Occultism.
I need to see it.
Oh geez, the painting affected even my game. Hey, more medicine. Alright, I don't want to deal with Cat just yet. Ooh, piano. Oh. Okay, enough of that.
Let's see what this cylinder has to say once it's inserted in a phonograph.
Irene, I made a mistake. I fear that it might be too late for me.
Lady, how have you never played this before?
Except to burn everything. I never had the courage. Pay somebody to do it. He's inside my head. I see him. Behind my eyelids. Each time I shut my eyes. I can't take any more. I can't hold him back. Forgive me.
That accursed gallery. Those accursed paintings. That accursed Sarah.
I guess you can blame Sarah, but like, I don't know if that's correct. I forget the series of movies. It's like, if you collect haunted things, of course you're going to be haunted. That's just kind of how it goes. Ooh, more. Ooh, sleeping
I
pills.
could use one of those. Strange. For months, Sarah Hawkins refused to part with her painting, to finally give it away for nothing.
Oh, hi, Cat.
An old diary.
Interesting. So there was once a tribe that lived on this island who disappeared, and then came some missionaries, and they started having odd dreams about a messenger from God. Cool, we got a key to Sanders' gallery. That's easy. Hi, Cat. Bye, Cat. Would I read the book? Yes. Why would I? Oh, maybe that's why. Volume 2. I'm guessing I missed Volume 1 somewhere. Oh. More medicine. Okay, I gotta look very carefully before I head into that gallery. Oh! What? I was just messing with the piano again.
Is this dagger part of Sanders' collection, or was he seeking to acquire it?
Alright, we found out about the magic dagger, I guess, and the elder sign. The dagger looks like what we saw the cave painting of Leviathan looks like, so it's probably important. Alright. Bye, cat. Well, this is cool. There's another Cthulhu style game where you meet a dude who looks like this and no one treats it as weird. Oh, I forget what it is. Oh, that's not the dagger I'm looking for. These are sphinxes, I think. My dearest cousins. A jade Cro-Magnon. Lots of daggers. Yeah, see. Can I go back out? What? Wait, are those bugs? Yep. Can I go back out? Yeah, I can. Okay. I wanted to check on a closet real fast. Alright. So I couldn't mess with that other closet. What's in
The
here?
public entrance to the gallery.
Oh, so they just basically have their own museum. Oh, that's the Shambler, alright. Well, that looks cool. That less so. Ooh. Oh, yeah, I refilled my lantern. Neat. These... I don't know what these are. Or what they're supposed to be. They could be another, Sphinx, I guess. They could also be the... There's another type of chimera. A very old one from, like, Romania, Transylvania-ish area. And it looks more like that. They're part human? I don't know. They're weird. A lion with tentacles, of course.
The man transforms an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery.
You get some very interesting things. Lots of sphinxes. Lots of sphinxes. A child strangling a bird? A bleeding-eyed child strangling a bird. Okay. A skinned human. Great. And a bear hunting a seal. With more blood. I know what's coming. Oh, yay. The skinned man again. So I'm going to try and find that dagger beforehand. No. There. There? I think that's it. Nope, that's it. That is it.
Why was he so interested in old weapons?
Alright. Let's get this show started. I believe I'm ready to go. Oh, one last thing. More oil. Okay. That is definitely a mouth. Man, I wonder what this is like for Kat, who's literally right outside the door. And here it comes. It that shambles through dimension, and Pierce's hair has grown again. Okay. This is basically a boss fight, where I gotta stealth. As you can see, it's very scary. I remember this stressed me out so much the first time I did it. I'm not good with horror games. But it has no eyes, so we're fine.
What the hell was that?
Okay, so the shambler is going to be invisible, and this might take me a couple tries. So I am going to level up my character. I don't know if this will actually help, but almost had enough to max out eloquence. Alright, let's go. Oh, there it is. Oh, how? Hint, hide.
Damn.
Yeah, fair enough. Damn. Alright, here we go. Nope. Okay, it starts off already
What
looking
the
at
hell
where I
was
am.
that?
How's that fair? Okay, here we go. And it's just let it go, get out of sight. There we go. I don't remember how to crouch. There we go. God, game! I remember that's why I hated this so much. It's because it is completely and utterly unfair. Okay, we're gonna have to break this.
Damn. Did it hear that?
Yes, it absolutely did. God, it's weird. Its jankiness works with this game engine, though. Okay, gotta get out of the closet before Pierce has a heart attack from hiding in the dark.
This dagger looks different.
Well, whatever. It's glowing. Okay. Yeah, I don't remember how I figured out how to... That's what I was supposed to do the first time around. The only hint is finding that book that shows you the dagger. Otherwise, I think you just have to keep running around, smashing in and trying each dagger. Oh. Okay, so Kat did hear something.
Don't tell me that you're going crazy, too.
Oh, what do you care?
You didn't see anything.
I saw you within an inch of putting a dagger through your forearm. Did I miss something more interesting?
Vastly. Yeah, sure. I don't
Sanders
care if
was
Kat
right.
thinks I'm crazy.
This painting is cursed.
What are you talking about?
I was attacked by a creature. I pushed it back, I think.
I think so, too.
What? You knew... I don't know which one I want to choose. I didn't expect her to say that. It's been a very long time since I have played this.
I ran, screamed, broke a pane of glass. You were in the next room and you didn't hear a thing.
If I hadn't heard a thing, I'd still be in the other room.
Fair enough.
The door was blocked. I got in as soon as I could. I like to look after my goods.
You mean me?
Don't flatter yourself, sweetheart. I'm talking about the contents of this gallery.
Yeah,
And by
Pierce.
the way, Where do you think you're going with that dagger?
It saved my life. It's an extraordinary dagger.
You should talk to Algernon Drake. He's an antique dealer here on Darkwater. He'll tell you all about it. From what I saw in the ledgers, it was him who sold it to Sanders.
I'm not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth, and I'm just gonna talk to
The
Drake.
creature. This dagger was the only weapon capable of pushing it back. If Hawkins was trying to get rid of this shambler, she might have made contact with Drake. This antique dealer has a good knowledge of the occult. I have nothing to lose by meeting him.
You've got your spunk back. Go where you want. I'm staying here to talk business with Irene.
Fair enough. And there's no cut in the painting anymore. What? 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 I feel like I missed something there, but that was Chapter 6. The second most exciting part in this game is dealing with that shambler. Chapter 13 or 14 gets wild, so I'm looking forward to that. But since we've made it to Chapter 7, we're about halfway there. So I hope you'll stick with me for that. See you for that one. Bye!